Hey, Jordan Cannata here, and I'm very excited to show you the brand new Xvive PX portable 3-channel personal mixer. This thing is really, really cool. It's the first thing that I've seen where I can have full easy control over my in-ear monitor mix while I'm playing because it so conveniently clips right to your belt loop, which is awesome. Normally you have to either reach for a mixer somewhere or a tablet to control it with, or you have to wave down the monitor engineer and tell them what to do. Now you have full control over your mix right at your waist while you're playing, and that is just totally freeing for me as a performer. And what's great about it is that it's really, really easy to use. So you can either hook it up to a power supply, or you can run it off of batteries, and there's a little switch right here that tells you which mode to put it in. So I have it on battery mode, and then when you turn the master volume knob, it lights up and turns on. That's it. Now, as far as the hookup goes, it's very, very simple. It comes with an Ethernet cable, and you just hook that Ethernet cable into it, and then the other end of the cable hooks into a 3-channel snake that is also provided, and you hook that into your console, and you're ready to roll. Then all you need to do is plug your headphones into the headphone jack, and you're off to the races. Another thing I really like about it is that it allows you to read it easily, because when it's on your belt pack, what you'll notice is the text, the writing, is actually upside down. But when you're performing and you look down at it, that's actually the perspective you need. Otherwise, if it was written the other way, then you wouldn't be able to read it properly. You'd be reading it upside down. So I love that they took the time to think about, well, actually, it should be written upside down when looking at the orientation, so that the performer can see it easily when they're using it. Another thing that I really like is that you can control the panning on this unit as well. So there's a little battery compartment here, and behind the batteries there are dip switches that allow you to select, do you want channel 1 to be going just to your left ear, just to your right ear, or both? And then the same thing for channel 2 and channel 3. So if you like the idea of having maybe your click track in one ear and your backing track in another ear, and then a full mix in both ears, you can do that. It's total freedom and really, really simple to use. Let's see how I hooked it up for this demo. Okay, so here's how I'm using the PX personal mixer today. So I'm using a backing track that is one file, click track on the left and backing track on the right, and I'm running that out of this iPad. So out of the headphone jack of the iPad, I'm running an insert cable into 2 channels on a console. So I'm running into the inputs channels 13 and 14. Obviously those numbers can change depending on how many things you're hooking up. So I have the click in 13 and the track in 14. And then I'm using the direct outs from these 2 channels, and I'm hooking them into the 3-channel snake provided with the PX personal mixer right here. And I'm using the 1/4-inch adapters that come with it as well, so that I can plug right into the direct outs on my console. So those are going into 1 and 2. So click track is going to be 1 on my mixer, and backing track is going to be number 2. Now for the 3rd channel, I've hooked up to one of the aux sends on my console. Particularly, I hooked up into aux 1. So what that lets me do is every single channel on the console has knobs for every single aux, as you can see here, aux 1, aux 1, aux 1, so on and so forth. So I can blend anything I want that's in this console by just turning up the aux 1 on that channel and that'll feed it into my in-ear mix. So I've got channel 3 on the Snake hooked into that aux, and I'm feeding my entire drum set through that, so I could have a little bit of kick here and a little bit of snare and overheads and whatever I see fit. So that Snake hooks into the provided Ethernet cable here, which I then connect to the actual mixer itself. So by doing so, I now have input 1 controlling my click, input 2 controlling the backing track, and input 3 a full mix of my drums. Now that can change depending on how you want to hook things up. Instead of hooking up these two to direct outs, I could have hooked these up to other auxes. If the console has a lot of auxes, you can hook 3 separate auxes up, and therefore you can use, let's say, aux 1 to be a blend of drums, aux 2 to be a blend of guitars and bass and keys, and input 3 could be a blend of all the different vocals. That's just another example. But for my purposes, I went direct for the click, direct for the backing track, and then an aux send for input 3 so that I could do a blend of my full drum kit in my ears. So there you have it, the brand new Xvive PX portable 3-channel personal mixer.